Welcome back to the channel, guys. Okay, today is part 2 of our 2-part series on why you gain weight when you run. It's kind of counterintuitive, but it does happen. And in this video, I am going to finish telling you why it happens. Okay, let's get right into it. Running is fun. Go ahead, repeat after me. Running is fun. Running is fun. It shouldn't be a torturous activity that requires a reward after completion. I always say that running isn't easy, and if it were, everyone would do it. That's right. Running is not easy. But by running, you're doing something great for your body. You're becoming healthier and you're chasing your goals. I mention reward because I often hear a lot of people, all they want to do is eat something after they've gone for a run, and they use that run as a justification for eating something that they might not ordinarily eat. Okay, think about it. If you go for a 5-mile run and you burn 500 calories, let's just stick to that 100 calories per mile rule. 500 calories you've burnt, you feel great, you come home, my gosh, you are elated because you have just done something great for yourself. You think, yeah, I deserve something special. And you go ahead and you have a couple of donuts. Or you decide to meet a friend after, or you run to the coffee shop and you have a coffee with your running buddy and you decide to get a white chocolate mocha, whatever, a venti. Of course, you want the biggest one. You've just run 5 miles. Well, you have completely negated those calories that you burnt with something that you probably could have done without. Food that is not nutritionally dense. Oh my gosh, imagine if you got the donuts and that enormous white chocolate venti coffee drink. You have effectively doubled the calories that you've burnt on that run. That's how runners gain weight. That's one of the reasons. That's an extreme example, but I guess the point is I want you to be realistic about your activity and the amount of calories that you're burning while you do it. The same goes for food consumed on a run. Well, I guess if it's consumed on the run, we like to call it fuel. But fuel still has calories and it's still something you have to pay attention to. Okay, for an example, I have this delicious caramel macchiato, salted caramel, espresso love, chocolate outrage. These delicious goos, I don't even know if they're in focus. So the camera's focusing on my face. So if I bring this back, you can probably see them a little better. But each of these gels has 100 calories. If I have them all in an activity, that's 400 calories extra that I've consumed. So if you have a couple gels, a couple of blocks, a bar to energize you and help you through your run, you just have to take that into consideration when you're figuring out or when you're thinking about the fuel that you're taking in and the food that you're taking in after your run. Now, stop. I am not saying don't fuel on your run. That is hugely important and it will make you run better and it will make you feel better about your running all over. Like you will just feel 100% better if you fuel than if you don't fuel. I just don't want anyone thinking that I'm saying don't fuel on a run to lose weight. It's important that you do that. What I'm saying is that these are also calories that you're taking in, and it's a trap that sometimes new runners or someone that's training, they can fall into because they start raising their calorie intake and they're not running enough to justify it. And you may see that scale creep up. Again, I just want you to be aware. You and I, we do not deserve a high calorie, low nutritional density rush of sugar just because we've done something good for ourselves. The thing that we've done good for ourselves, the run, that is the reward. That's the prize. Running is the prize. Now, I realize it's very easy for me to sit here on the sofa and tell you that you don't deserve a treat. Trust me, I have killed more than 1 pint of So Delicious ice cream after a marathon, and I probably will again. It's what you do on a regular basis that matters. Please don't get into a habit of making poor food choices just because you went for a run or just because you're training for something. Listen, 100 calories of ice cream and 100 calories of fruit still provide the same number of calories, the same amount of energy, but one is going to leave you feeling better. Wait, no. One is going to give you more nutritionally dense food. It's not the ice cream. Yes, the ice cream may leave you feeling better short term, but the fruit is going to be better for you. And who can eat 100 calories of ice cream? That's just crazy. This brings me to a very important point. Don't sacrifice your recovery for a few less calories. We need food to adequately recover. You need to be eating after your workouts and especially after your races where you go out and you give it 100%. Your body is burning a lot of fuel. Just make sure you're choosing foods that your body needs, not just what your mind wants. Running longer races like the marathon is a great example of the importance of eating right after, because running for a long time, like running a marathon, often inhibits hunger. A lot of times you will cross the line of a marathon after running for hours and hours and you won't feel hungry at all. The thought of eating something after you cross the line is often very unappealing, but you have to eat something. You will feel better for it and you need to get that recovery kick-started ASAP. Your body needs to repair the damage done during the race. Okay, and get this, the longer you wait, the more you are going to be craving sweets and fatty foods because your body will just crave it so much to make you eat it because your body is dying to get that energy back in. So it wants the quickest source of energy that it can get, sugar and fat. Make good choices. So, starting to run from scratch or starting to train for a marathon can leave you pretty tired. You'll be pretty exhausted throughout the day. You may kind of fall into the trap of thinking that because you've already done the work for the day, like you've already been for your run, that you don't have to move as much throughout the day. You go for that 5, 6, 7 mile run, you're running for 45 minutes, an hour, but then you sit around the rest of the day. You go to work and instead of taking the stairs, you take the lift. But that not moving much throughout the rest of the day could actually result in a net loss of activity. That net loss of activity could result in a little weight gain because you're not burning as many calories as you think. You put in all your eggs into that running basket, but you're not living an active lifestyle. And I am totally guilty of this. There are times that I'll go for a run and then all I feel like doing for the rest of the day is putting my feet up. And you end up being lazy. There is a big difference between rest and recovery and just being lazy. And I don't want you to confuse being lazy with rest and recovery. Rest and recovery is huge. It's very important. Being lazy is not as important. Another thing that may cause a little weight gain when you're training is water weight. Water weight is no big deal. When you're training for a marathon and you're eating more and you're building up that glycogen in your body, for every gram of glycogen that your body stores, no, not gram, ounce. For every ounce of glycogen that your body stores, it also stores 3 ounces of water. So we've got this glycogen and water that may add a little bit of weight. When you're really training, your body will tend to hold on to a little more water because that helps muscles recover. As well as helping your muscles recover, you may think that you need to be adequately hydrated. And of course, we all do need to be adequately hydrated, but when you become more aware of your activity and you're running, hydration is all out there. Hydration is a buzzword, and we think we have to be adequately hydrated, so we may start drinking more. When we start drinking more, our body will hold on to that extra water weight. But it's no big deal. Water weight is no big deal. I don't want you to be worried about gaining a couple of pounds while you're training because that is your body working to its most optimum. Listen, when it comes to race day, that weight is going to drop off. You want to gain a couple of pounds in your taper so you can go into your race with your glycogen stores full up and adequately hydrated. Okay, my friends, I hope you got some value from this week's video. I really just wanted to talk about why some people gain weight when they start running, and there's nothing wrong with it, really. Like when you're training for a marathon and you go into the taper, it is totally normal to gain a couple of pounds. I'm just trying to explain where this unwanted weight gain may come from when you think it shouldn't be coming. So you think you're running more and you should be losing weight, but you end up gaining a little weight. There's no judgment. I want everyone to do the best they can, and if you have any questions about this, go ahead and write in the comments below. So I know this video has been about the possibility of gaining weight when you run or when you're training for a marathon, but the question of the day is, how much weight have you lost from running? I'm sure there are some huge numbers out there. Go ahead and write in the comments, and I'll respond to each and every one of you. You guys have a great day, and as always, be kind, be happy, and run well.